Hi, I'm recording my video for task 2D, the video reflection. I'm gonna start with my three goals. The three goals that I select. Hi, this is my video reflection activity, the task 2D. I'm gonna start explaining my three goals. The three goals that I select was number one was the chunking content. Then the second one was presenting unusual information, and the third one was powerful homework. Um, when I decided to select these three goals, I made sure it was things that I needed to work on and things that I knew that in my pre-K class this year I would be able to achieve. So the first one that I select, the chunking information, I think is very important for pre-K since they're new to school. That me as a teacher get every information that I need to them to learn to break it down in pieces, the smallest pieces that I can, and I think knowing that is one of my I would say my strengths, but at the same time is one of my weakness because sometimes I just go so fast and I'm trying to have them learn it and I forget that they needed to I needed to cut it in very small pieces for them to be able to understand it. The second one would be presenting unusual information. I really think that to my pre-K students, they really need to get some excited and engaging information. Sometimes things that, maybe telling them stories or things that hook them and have them very engage in the learning that they're gonna have. I think it's very important because it's that this pre-K is the foundation, is the beginning of their education that they're gonna get. And the last one, purposeful homework. In pre-K, the parents are the one that spend more time with the students doing their homework because pre-K students, they're little, they're learning. So I really think that if we start again from the foundation, explaining to them how to, explain some of the homework, that is definitely something that they're gonna do as they grow up. They will be better growing up with their homework. So that's one. And I think that sometimes me as a teacher, I just select some information, some homework to send home, but I don't really maybe take the time to send something that is very purposeful, something that they're gonna use. So since that one of my weakness, I really want to make it a strength that homework is important, so we can start setting that foundation since the beginning that homework is important and they need to spend some time in that. So that's why I select one of those goals. um, the plan that I have to collect evidence will be recording myself in a lesson for the unusual information and for the chunking content. For both of them, I will be recording myself in a lesson, and I will be using all the aspects that I need to work on it. I will try to reflect it on that video. And for the homework, I will put an example of a homework that I sent before, and I was like before, selecting my goals, and now the way that I do homework now, the way that I can show you that I'm doing that in a better way. For the results, it was very interesting to do the survey with my students. As you mentioned and suggested, I put them the happy faces for them to select what was their choice. And for chunking content, in the average, I score very low in two of the two things that I need to work on it and get better. One was checking for understanding while I'm talking, and the other one was how to talk to a partner. I really think, like, I'm gonna start with how to talk to a partner. I really think that that's something that you practice. It's something that you have to practice and practice, and practice make you better. My students, they're learning from the basic, so they need to learn when I turn and talk what I'm gonna say, what words exactly I'm gonna use. So I need to teach them, and that's something that is one of my weakness. So I want to be strong on that. And so I'm gonna practice in the classroom how to talk to the partner and what do you have to say to that partner, not just to play or just use that time for a very for something meaningful. The other one was to check for my student understanding. For example, when I put a video, I like a lot of videos in the classroom, and I'm planning on, stopping, taking a time to stop, and then showing them the information, checking if they're understanding what are we learning, maybe having the student repeat it, where one students repeat what are we learning or what are we doing, so I can check that we're on the same track. For the standard deviation, one aspect that was kind of far away from the number that I wanted to get was my talking time. I think I spent too much time talking, the amount of time that I spend, and then I again need to check for my student understanding before I move to another thing. So that's something that I need to definitely work on it. For presenting unusual information, in the part of the average, I really need to work more on tell my students more unusual and usual facts about what are we learning. As I mentioned, I need to, give more examples, give more stories, more ideas on how to hook and engage my students with usual and unusual information that they're not used to it, because this is the time where I can work on vocabulary in there. So that's a very important time for my pre-K students. In the standard deviation, I was kind of a little bit low in making sure that the initial information that I told to my students make them feel interesting. This is totally linked and go together with giving them initial information, because I think that one of my weakness is that I go straight to the point and I don't spend a lot of time trying to give them stories or funny facts or things about what are we learning. So I really need to spend more time on that. And going back to the homework, the purposeful homework, two things that I need to work on is give more time to my students to ask questions. In the beginning, I was just really explaining and taking time to explain it to the parents and not to the students, but I will spend the equal time on my students, explain it to them, and having them ask if they don't understand what they have to do at home. Also, I need to spend time after they do the homework discussing when they complete the homework. I need to definitely spend more time on that. We need to we need to use the classroom time to have them show me the homework, and also sharing what they did. We do a lot of projects, like the homeworks are about projects, so it's very good for them to try to present what they did, so that would be interesting and they would be so proud of their work. One more thing in the standard deviation part of the purple homework, I need to give my students a reason why I'm giving them the homework. So I'm definitely would be working on that, explaining why do you have to do this math activity at home, and what would be the objective of the goal of doing that at home. Well, I think this is my task, and I'm sending it to you to see if that is okay. Thank you so much.